TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast. This is episode 15!
TRBT 15!
Made it to the 1-5. This is going to be a special edition.
That's half of 30.
Before we start, I just wanted to say shout out to Zima Ion. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that particular pro wrestler. The gentleman we had on the show before, Tim Hagen, is actually close friends with Zima Ion. He told some stories. But Mr. Ion, I don't know his real name. He actually went to WVU, so that's kind of cool.
Really?
But Mr. Ion, he's 26, was in the hospital for an emergency appendicitis, and they found like a 5-centimeter tumor.
Oh my gosh.
So, and the procedure is going to be crazy, and it's going to be super expensive. And he has no health insurance at all. So
Isn't he even still working for TNA though?
He has no health insurance though.
I feel for the dude because I also have no health insurance.
So yeah, you know,
but you would think the TNA would have some kind of health plan for because even you know because you would think they would have some kind of health plan. They're not the E by no means.
No.
But Dixie Carter's rolling some money. You think she'd be like, hey, you know, let's set up some kind of health benefits. You guys wrestle and break your necks for a living. How about we give you some package, you know?
Well, you know, they've also said if anyone talks union or anything like that, you're fired from pretty much any organization.
Unions aren't a bad thing.
I know that, and that's why the wrestlers need a union of some sort, because they're just kind of left out in the wind. So I just thought we'd get that somber note out of the way. A friend of mine brought it to my attention. I researched it, and I was just like, man, it's
super
terrible.
sad. Moving
on. Introductions. To my left is...
What it is, folks. Marquise.
It's a full crew and it's a regular order.
It is.
Pretty excited for that one.
And to Marquise's left is...
Games, Microsoft. Video games.
No, what's your name?
Eli.
Okay. And then... we'll get back to that, don't worry. No, we're not getting back to that ever. And to his left is...
Steve. Glad to be back for this week.
Steve, you're so tan. It's annoying.
Yeah, you're a little bit tan.
That's what happens when you work outside all day.
I know.
I thought Steve was black for a minute.
Oh! Well, no,
I got
because...
kinship on the other side of the room here, folks.
If you had two black men driving in a vehicle in this town, you guys would have been pulled over 10 times. So
That's pretty racist.
And
that's
true.
a valid point.
That's the
But he has a
sad
valid
thing.
That makes me sad.
And I'm Nathan. I'm gonna host this little show. We're gonna
And
ignore.
I'm not racist at all.
I'm gonna ignore his infinite sadness. Well, we're not gonna talk about race right now. We're just not gonna go.
Anyway, moving on. To what
moving on.
We're talking about.
Well, let's see. We're just gonna go into Marquise. What have you been doing?
I read Naruto 631.
Oh,
So did I, and it was so good.
I don't care. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear it.
Nah.
I'm telling you right now.
I like spoilers.
Team 7 returns.
I don't know what that means.
Wah, wah.
Yes. So Sasuke's back.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
oh,
over.
that's what you meant.
Yeah, it's over now. It's over.
Okay.
Anyway.
So yeah, that was awesome. I read some. I read some Avengers stuff this week, which is not bad. I read Green Lantern number 20, which was awesome.
Is the Wrath of the First Lantern over yet?
Yes.
What?
It is Wrath of the Lanterns.
You'll have to let me know because I'm picking up New Guardians tomorrow.
That was awesome too.
I watched the Green Lantern movie again and...
Was still underwhelmed?
No, it was fun.
The Green Lantern movie
Is it your
itself.
turn? Is it your turn?
No.
It's
relevant.
It's relevant. We're talking
This
about
is what I've been doing.
Green Lantern left me wanting more. Like more substance because the
Yeah,
movie didn't have
they're going to
enough.
make another one.
Yeah, eventually.
No,
Gotta
But
have
yeah,
some
so Green Lantern 20 wraps up the first Lantern.
Good.
We find out what happens to some of the Lanterns in the future, the Jeff Johns future, which is pretty awesome. I thought. Don't knock it till you read it.
I'm impressed by the hand motion.
It's a future without
Steve.
Green Lantern
Personally,
cartoon.
as a Green Lantern fan, I think you will enjoy it.
Okay, I'll have to read it.
New Guardians 20 was pretty cool. The whole Wrath of the New Guardians, or the Wrath of the First Lantern's over, so Kyle's dealing with the new stuff in his life, and then moving to the next chapter.
Well, at least he's still a White Lantern for now.
Yes, he's still a White Lantern. Let's see what else I've been doing. I didn't watch Raw this week. Oh, alright. I didn't. It didn't work on my.
Oh, okay.
I finished Dishonored.
How was that?
It's Far Cry Light.
Oh.
It wasn't bad.
But it wasn't great.
Like I said last week, the sword play got to me. I didn't like having my block and attack on the same side.
You know what really got to me about Far Cry? The ending.
Yeah, but everything else leading up to that was pretty
Multiplayer was awful.
I did play the other ending, and
yeah, it was to the desire,
to
right?
play Blood Dragon.
It was also bad.
Yeah,
I do too.
Because the 80s live in Blood Dragon.
I watched some Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, because Gordon Ramsay rules.
I love that guy.
He's got like 12 shows on Fox.
Yeah, and they're
That's
all
on Fox.
and they're all kicking butt.
Yeah, they're all doing really well.
doing really well.
I think it's because people like seeing him yell at other people.
And no one likes American Idol anymore because of the voice.
Yeah,
because American Idol is old.
American Idol sucks.
That horse has been beat half.
They all got fired.
I watched
good.
Star Trek twice.
I need to see that still.
Yes, it was. Dude, that movie's like a boss.
Did you watch it in 3D the second time?
No, I'm going for my third time. It's going to be in 3D.
We need to see it this week.
I need to see it, yeah.
Yeah, you guys really do need to go see
Well,
it.
I'm talking about doing a double feature because I want to go see that Now You See It.
That does look good.
I'm thinking about doing that in Star Trek.
Okay, that's all right on. Been reading some of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I'm halfway through that.
I heard that was a good book.
It's awesome. I'll let you borrow it.
So much better than the movie.
Oh,
The movie was awful.
If they were to do Harry Potter like if they would have did like Percy Jackson did Harry Potter, Percy Jackson would have been an awesome book series, an awesome movie series. But they messed the first one up really bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Sea of Monsters fixes that problem.
Sea of Monsters, not a good thing.
Because that's the second one. So, yeah, it's not a good thing. But
easily fixed book. You just throw Kratos in the middle, and it's just a bloodbath, and he walks out.
Yay!
Done. Who cares about
Percy
Percy Jackson?
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Oh.
So, Eli.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We played some Forza Horizon for TRT this week.
I thought it was fun.
We made fun of the fact that Steve was actually online while we were doing TRT this week.
What?
Yeah, you were playing Halo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We were like, look who's online as TRT's beginning. There's Steve.
I got home way early.
Dude, yeah, we know. we were busting your chops. So look at this guy.
I understand.
It'll continue.
Just take the love. Just take the love.
It's all right.
And that's pretty much it, man.
It's all right. I made level 56 on
Spartan.
I made level 37 on Mass Effect. Again, I played my Sentinel run, so.
Sentinel's the best class in the game. You could play through that by yourself. You're like, Krogans? Psh, Liara? Psh, I got Master Shepard. You're like, shields? Boom. Bad guys? Frozen. Tech explosions? Everywhere.
So, Eli, what are you doing?
Well, I've been playing some Injustice today. Batgirl came out.
Is she good?
She's pretty cool. We're going to do a little once-over here after we finish up the podcast.
Cool.
And
Once-over.
Put that video out. I've been playing Skylanders Giants because... Yeah, it's fun.
What is that, Diablo Light?
It's Diablo Super Light.
Neat.
Yeah, it's fun. I've been playing that because I got a couple new figures. I got the Scarlet Ninjini, which is like a recolor version of Ninjini, which is one of the Giants. I still need 4 characters for that series.
What is it? Is it a ninja and a genie?
Yeah.
I am intrigued.
Yeah, she has samurai swords. It's pretty
Disney
cool.
Infinity's coming.
Disney Infinity is coming, and it looks to be a little bit higher quality than like the gameplay in Skylanders. And I'm very interested in playing that. I will be playing that I will not be collecting all of the figures, despite wanting to desperately.
I'm also kind of interested in the DC MOBA that's coming out.
Oh, well, you know. A little bit.
Well,
maybe.
I'm interested in Infinity just because I can, if it has multiplayer, which they haven't said yet, have they? Then you can have like Luke Skywalker and
It will
Captain
definitely
America rolling together.
Oh man.
It'll definitely have some sort of multiplayer.
Swords and the stars and stripes, baby.
I would say that Disney Infinity
We are.
is not going to branch out to the Marvel Universe, at least not in this first incarnation.
Oh, so it's gonna be like a cat fight with like Jasmine and Belle.
I think at the most, I think you might see like some of the little power-up tokens reference the Marvel Universe, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you'll see figures or level packs.
You think they're going to try and annualize it like
There's not
Activision?
There's
not a lot of Disney
I
characters
think
I would
they will.
actually want to play. The only Disney character I could think of off the top of my head that I could probably want to think playing would be Beast.
What about Tron?
Tron would be too powerful.
I
That'd be
would
awesome,
only
though.
play
That'd be
as Mickey if they Kingdom Hearts Mickey. If he has a
King
Keyblade.
Mickey?
Epic King Mickey? Yes.
What if that's like a power up you have to buy? So you get Mickey and then you get the
Or they could
Kingdom
just-
Hearts Mickey.
Or they could just
That, I'd buy it just for that. Yes. Because King Mickey is Beast. I'm sorry. when you die as Sora and you come back as Epic King Mickey and until Sora recharges on Kingdom Hearts 2, it's pretty awesome. He's like Yoda. He just flips around the screen and he's destroying everything.
It is a cool moment.
Referencing Yoda really doesn't help that though. For me,
Everybody loved that fight.
Never mind.
I thought it was kind of cool.
I thought it was hilarious. That's why. I mean,
He's kind of frog-like. He's hopping around.
That was the only thing I'd ever seen in those first 3 prequels that made me laugh genuinely, and it wasn't supposed to be funny.
I was playing some of that. Because I didn't beat the game yet. I got into some other stuff and was playing all that, and Skylanders kind of got put on the shelf a little bit.
Okay.
Literally, because they're action figures.
Oh, zing!
But
Dang.
I was playing that. I was playing. Oh, what was I playing? I was playing something good. I got Costume Quest the other week, so I was playing some of that. That game is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I logged into Warcraft because the patch happened, and I played that for about a half hour, and then I logged back out because it's still Warcraft. And I was
so true.
I was still a little bit bored with it, so.
A little bit
Then I was playing some more Luigi's Mansion. I'm still trying to finish that game up because I want to do a review. But I just keep having like small chunks of time to play it, so I'll end up playing like one mission and then having to quit. Still watching Arrested Development, getting caught up on that. Season 4 is coming really soon now. It's this weekend. So I'm waiting to watch that. That show cracks me up. I know a lot of people don't get it and a lot of people don't like it, but I just think the way that it constantly references itself is really funny, and it's almost like a British comedy. Like it's got that really kind of dry.
It's almost like a British comedy, but it's still comedy. I understand.
Yeah,
I think it's better than a lot of British
Unlike
comedies.
most British stuff,
definitely is
where you
better
sit
than-
there and you go, "What's that?"
That's
Doctor
because-
Who.
That's because it's British.
Doctor Who's
That's not a
British
comedy.
I'm just saying it's British and terrible. Anyways.
You, sir, I
hate
think
it
I
so
know my dude.
But it
Too powerful.
the show is really good, but
Whatever.
definitely excited to see more. Like I said earlier, I watched the Green Lantern movie again. That movie's still fun to watch.
It's
it definitely has its
What?
problems, but
It's a fun
Wait. I missed that part when you said it was fun to watch during my part. It was fun to watch?
yeah, it was fun to watch. I
No.
really enjoyed
It had
that
some
movie.
really
That
good-
movie was
it had-
heartburn.
Yeah.
No, like you're hating on it because Parallax was a cloud, and
No,
that's a bad
no.
reason to hate that
That's
movie.
just one reason. I'm hating on it because Ryan Reynolds. I'm hating on it because
That's
it's
a bad
Gossip
reason
Girl.
to hate it, too.
I'm hating on it because the writing wasn't all that great.
The pacing was terrible.
Yeah, but you know who
It's pretty
signed
good.
on for that project, right?
Who?
John.
Yeah, exactly. That made it
It's
even
pretty
worse.
good.
Jeff Johns.
I thought the
signed-
writing was pretty good.
bad things.
It was funny.
Marquise.
It was funny. It was charming. Like I didn't
had
see any
the-
problem with
the
it. Like
most
that you guys are.
Basic writing in it. I know it's a superhero movie. We don't need Shakespeare, but it wasn't good.
I'm
writing.
not ashamed to say that I like that iteration of Hal
he-
Jordan.
I
did
didn't like
too.
the fact that
I
he was
like
using
the
the bat.
jokes.
Well, as Green Lantern, she's using the gruff Batman voice. Green Lantern's light. No, I don't need throat cancer. Say the oath like a man. I don't need throat cancer voice to see.
Yeah,
it.
that's a little weird.
It was just a little more serious. It wasn't like...
It did seem weird.
How about we say this? The movie had its flaws, but it had its good points.
It was fun.
The flaws do overshadow.
It was Green
the good
Lantern in a
points.
movie, and he was doing cool stuff.
If you didn't know who the Green Lantern was, you'd be like, "That's a fun movie."
Oh, it was cool. All the other lanterns were cool. Sinestro was cool. Kilowog was cool.
Sinestro stole his.
I didn't have a problem with
yeah.
the lanterns
No,
themselves.
Mark Strong is an amazing actor.
Man.
The
When he
Guardians
puts on
were
that
cool.
ring- yeah, the Guardians were the usual
Like-
jerk face selves. I mean, that's not hard to miss.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's going to be a complete jerk.
Oh, I hate the Guardians.
Wait till you find out what happens to him. It's awesome.
I have fun. Every time I've watched that movie, I've had a good time.
I put it on when I'm doing other
I want
things.
more ring slinging. I wanted more ring slinging.
Yeah, that was my problem.
You know,
It was kind of like it was kind of like Superman Returns. It was a movie about Superman with not enough Supermaning in it.
it was the
Exactly.
intro. It was the intro to the Green Lantern.
They were
It
getting
focused on
the intro
him as a
story
person.
over with, so they
Yeah.
can focus on what's good, which
Yeah.
is the Sinestro core.
Yeah, and that's
Bang.
going to be movie 2.
I'm excited.
No.
Yeah.
That was
It
probably the only
probably
thing I
won't get
enjoyed
made.
was at the end of the movie when he got the grade.
I hope St. Walker shows up. That'd be great.
They don't make sequels to movies that don't do well.
Really?
They'll make a
Superman
sequel
got a
to
bunch
that.
of movies, and he hasn't had a good movie since 1980.
He's also... I didn't even think those movies were good. They
They're
were good
all awful.
They're good for the time,
No,
but they
no,
were also really
no, no.
corny.
They're all awful.
They are awful.
And they made like.
Can you read my mind?
Okay, Steve! What have you been doing?
Well, I've been hating on some Champions Online. I'm not a very big fan of Perfect World right now. Because they linked up my wrong cryptic account and I lost all my DLC. Aside from their overpriced, extra stuff. Anyway, let's see. I played some more MotorStorm and realized why I can't play that game in the atmosphere that we have, because it makes me spew profanity out of my mouth.
A lot of rage.
It's a fun game and it makes me hateful. Let's see. About to read New Guardians 20.
Yes.
Pretty excited. I've discovered a new manga that I'm really into right now. I watched all 5 of the current episodes off of Hulu. It is called Attack on Titan. If you are interested in slightly steampunk, survival, crazy, ridiculous violenceness...
There are some memes going around
with
that
an
I've seen that
interesting
say
story.
Attack on Titan, and now I know what they're referencing. So
Yes.
I'm going to have to check that out.
I've been reading the manga. I'm on issue 18 out of 40 right now, and it's still ongoing, and it's really good. It's actually one of the... I don't know, Funimation normally puts out good products.
I need to
and
send myself a text message to remind
it's,
myself of that.
pretty good quality.
You
The
see
animation-
Attack on Titan?
Yeah, Attack on Titan. Check it out. Let's see. Aside from that, I've been writing up a few more things for the Obsidian Portal site for the superhero game. Posted some more NPCs. Haven't done a lot of video gaming this week because I've been really busy with work. Aside from some Halo here and there, which makes me sad, because eventually Halo 5 will, come out, but I won't have the system for it. But right up on the Xbox, when that posted, we'll talk about that later in the show.
Mhm.
Yep.
About 10 more minutes.
Yep, I'm pretty excited. Let's see. Worked on a new logo for the site.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll be available next week. Getting ready, locked down my apartment, so I'm moving out. It's gonna be good.
Congratulations.
Super pumped. I mean, aside from that, I went up to Asylum Comics and bought some bags of boards.
Nice.
And, searched to no avail for issue 0, 7, and 8 of Battle Chasers. Made me sad. Maybe we'll see some in July when we go to the Comic-Con.
To be specific, we're going to...
The River
City
City
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con on July 28th at
And-
10 a.m.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Oh, and I read I started reading the God Machine Chronicles for the new World of Darkness expansion mod. If you haven't checked out my World of Darkness base campaign review on the site, I suggest you highly do, because it is a good setting for any game played.
And Steve here is a hardcore
Yes, I've been playing
RPGer.
I've been playing tabletop games since I was 13, and I am 30. So
He knows a thing or two.
I've finished reading Werewolf the Forsaken and Vampire the Requiem. I'm moving on to Mage the Awakened and Changeling the Lost. Will be my next 2 books. So, and then Blood and Smoke comes out in July. So that's a rule revision for Vampire the Requiem. I read up on another game called Cthulhu Tech, which is basically...
I like it.
Yeah, it's basically like
I don't even know what it is.
Elder Gods rise, the world is destroyed after an alien invasion, and we integrate their abilities and powers into, like, technology.
You had me at Cthulhu.
Yes. I actually, I was running a vampire game a couple months ago where they were
That's my second character, Cthulhu.
we were
Wow.
doing, I actually instituted a lot of H.P. Lovecraft into it. They were fighting the minions of Hastur, the Unnamed, and things like that. It was actually going to be pretty cool. I wrote up this whole big culmination where the voodoo cult people were going to start a supernatural hurricane that would reap the souls of this big city we were in. It was going to be amazing.
I like it.
The game fell apart, as they always do. And that's what I've been doing this week. I've been doing mostly important adult things. So.
Excellent.
Adult
things.
Shit.
Well, it comes down to now to the big man in the chair. The Hindi. What
He's
are you doing?
He's in the shortest chair.
Yeah, I was going to say, we should take note, though. I am sitting the lowest.
You were sitting lower than anyone.
I am the low rider. Although, when someone hosts a TV show, they typically are sitting in a chair
Much higher.
Yeah.
To show their importance.
So technically, you should be on a stool.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
It is. Stools
Bar
are the
stool.
No, we have those.
worst. Stools are the worst. So Nathan,
What you been doing?
I have been actually watching a lot of TV. I didn't play any games this week. I did buy a game. There's a story behind Alan Wake where my girlfriend bought it for me.
I heard that's a good game.
And I, really wanted to play it, but she bought the French Canadian edition.
Boo.
But it wasn't her fault. This guy on Amazon sold it to her as the regular, and she didn't report it because I found out, and then she couldn't take care of it, and then I was busy with college, so it just didn't work out. And let's see, then they had it on Steam for the Humble Bundle, and it was only you can put whatever you want.
the Humble
on there.
Bundle, pay any price. You get the collector's edition of Alan Wake. You get a ton of behind-the-scenes bonus features, all kinds of artwork.
Is that still up and available?
Oh yeah, it's all week.
I'm totally gonna go.
Yeah,
buy
you need to do that. You also get American Nightmare. You get the soundtracks for both of those games. And one of the bonus features I thought was really weird, it said it's Alan Wake the movie, which is a complete playthrough of the game. So if you don't want to play the game and you just want to see the whole story,
But I can
There you go.
download that and watch it.
I can do that on YouTube though.
Yes,
Alright.
but these are high-def torrents that you can just sit and watch at your leisure.
Exciting! I know what I'm going to spend my next $10 on.
But then I found it on Xbox Live for super cheap. It's $5 for the game, $4 for the DLC.
Yep.
I know I could spend $1, but I wanted the credit on my thing. Plus, if I want to take it over to someone else's house, then I
Yeah.
can download it there. Whereas I can't just put on, the thing with the installing on computers is kind of a pain in the butt.
Plus, the computer might not run it.
Yeah.
My
So-
computer can run it.
Well, your computer will, but
My computer won't.
Oh yeah, Mass Effect.
So then let's see.
340 hours, baby.
I've been watching a lot of stuff. I watched the season finale of Grimm, which was really good. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on there, but basically
I need to pick that
zombies.
show
I
back
didn't
up.
get to see it.
But it's not actually zombies. But they're zombies. But they're not really zombies.
But they're zombies.
They're rage zombies, but they're not really zombies.
So
Yeah.
they're like 28 days later rage zombies.
Right, but
They
they're not
get like
dead.
the blood from a monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one like activist. That was the best.
I forgot.
twist.
I watched the Office finale. It was really good.
That was actually
Is that
really
the
good,
series
too.
finale?
Yeah.
I cried, dude. It was so good.
That was good. It was good stuff.
It
have to
was
check
so
I
it
good.
didn't cry. I didn't think it was that moving,
I didn't
but
cry. Yeah, a little tear.
it was really good. I was sad. I was definitely sad that
But it was a good
coming
ending.
to an end, but it was really good.
Yeah, it was the best they could do, I think. Let's see, what was that?
Did you watch the finale for Arrow?
Yeah, I watched that last week.
That was so good.
No, we talked about it last week.
Man,
Last week.
I know.
Old news.
I wasn't here last week.
Weeks behind.
Ha! Listen to the podcast.
Weeks
Didn't even
behind.
The we're giving Steve a hard time.
Man, it's like I've got this job.
I know it's weird, right? So then, what else? I watched The Last Stand. That's the most recent Arnold Schwarzenegger film. It's basically just...
It's his comeback movie.
Well, he was in
that's
the
the one where
Expendables.
he's like super old and he's the sheriff.
It's like,
Well,
it's like how you feel and shit. He's like old.
Yeah.
Into the chopper.
He's like sitting there and you're like, you don't sound like you're from
Get to the retirement home.
Well, he used to be like a...
Got to lift the weights, man.
I guess like a SWAT...
There's no time.
He was
I'll
like,
show you got some damage.
Yes.
he was like a SWAT guy or
Who's
something.
your daddy and what does he do?
Oh my gosh.
Put that cookie down.
Did anyone say it's not a tumor?
Put the
Anyone?
cookie.
See you at the party, Victor.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna like throw that out like randomly.
Like Schwarzenegger!
See, like Nate, what you should have been is like, shut up, and just yelled into the mic.
I don't have that in me right now. Oh, jeez.
That's a pretzel mix and
I don't-
put down, please.
Honestly, I don't think memes would exist without Schwarzenegger. Let's be honest here, because
Nope.
yeah, it was actually a fun movie.
Sub-Zero. Now just plain zero. I was Running Man, baby.
Oh man,
It's such a good movie.
I'd
so
buy
bad
that
and
for
so
$1.
Actually,
I have a copy of that, and I got it for $5.
I love it when
That was RoboCop, though.
they're showing the one part back, and he goes,
got
"Yes, yes, yeah," because of the weird video montage thing, and it just made me happy.
I got it in a combo pack with Terminator 2 and RoboCop.
Excellent.
So good.
I bought last year Total Recall, the original one, on Blu-ray.
Oh my gosh, the movie's so good.
It was like $5.
I gotta see
yeah.
I want to see the new one so I can hate on it.
Actually, it wasn't that terrible.
Really?
No, I mean it was okay. It was just.
Did it have the book ending or like the Schwarzenegger type ending?
Man, I don't even remember at
The
this
book
point. I
ending's-
think it had the Schwarzenegger type ending where it's more or less a happy ending.
Because the
I
one in the
think.
book is basically
I'm sorry.
he dies in the
Oh, nope, never mind. I retract my statements.
done.
You're like,
Aww.
Nope. Not gonna say it.
Aww.
Okay. So let's see. Last week watched
Aw.
Star Trek Into Darkness. It was amazing.
Very excited to see that film.
You guys really
I wanna
half
see
the
it.
podcast has seen it, half hasn't. And
I want to see it.
honestly, we feel like the haves, and they are the have-nots.
Yeah, because
I watched a clip where Spock was fighting dude from Sherlock.
Dude, Sherlock.
Yeah.
It-
Stuff.
That's amazing.
that was a
It
beast
looked
fight.
crazy.
Spock
was like, "Oh, Vulcan death grip," and he's like, "No, dude."
Well, no, but
Nah,
okay, we saw that in
don't
like
grip me, bro.
Don't grip me, bro.
we saw that in like the crazy like super stereo sound stage, and oh my gosh, like he's like, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
he
just
like,
in
pulls
so
his
much
hand
pain.
off.
But I'm not gonna. If I say anything else, it'll spoil crap. So I'm
Yeah,
not
don't
going to.
spoil stuff.
So
We
all right,
spoiled,
all right.
yeah, we spoiled some from our review. That's
Yeah,
good.
that's what
bro.
spoiler cast is for. Yeah, but
I didn't do anything.
I could do that in a meme where it'd be like, "Come at me, bro."
I think Grips is like,
Don't
don't grab me, bro.
Don't grip me, bro.
Don't be gripping, bro.
Um,
Oh, Lord.
Bros be gripping.
Oh no,
Wow.
no, no.
let's see. I've been watching a documentary called The Revisionaries on Netflix. I haven't
Nope.
finished that up yet. It's pretty good.
What's it about? Give me a rundown.
Okay, basically, in the state of Texas, the Board of Education decides what's going to be in books, what won't, because Texas is one of the biggest states in the nation. Therefore, the book suppliers decide, well, if Texas wants this and California wants this, then it's going in, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
If that's what they want, they're putting it in. So, which one's really liberal? California. Which one's very conservative? Texas. Texas wants to basically get rid of, or not get rid of. They want to
Push aside certain things.
they want to push aside the theory of evolution, and they want to put creationism in
That I can see that as having both
into
in-
science books.
I understand that.
You can't do that into a science book.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because creationism is not science.
There is in no way, shape,
a
or
theory.
form a
It's a- yeah,
way
it's
to
a theory,
prove
but
it,
it's
though.
not a scientific theory.
We're not going to go into discussion on this on the podcast because it will last a long time.
Yeah.
But that's something I've been watching. It's a very interesting
That
documentary.
sounds interesting. It's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
We'll watch that.
Let's see what else. Yeah, bought Alan Wake on Xbox Live for $5.
Have you played it?
Haven't got to play it yet.
Fail.
No, I've been watching so much stuff. The end of Revolution, or the series. I don't think it's even the season finale. It's just another episode, but
It's good.
it's really good. Game of Thrones, amazing. Oh my goodness, I can't talk about it on here because it's so dirty, but it's an amazing show.
There was some
that
controversy
show.
this week over
Game of Thrones.
I saw online.
I haven't seen
I
it
can't
yet.
really discuss it.
I'm
but-
excited
Yeah.
for next season because I know what's going to happen.
I'm not prepared to discuss, but
my friend was on the Penny Arcade forums, and there's
Can't really, can you?
There's a forum that's talking about how things
it.
are going to go from a non-spoiler perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's all the other forum is all these people that have read the books that are discussing how naive people are when they think. Cause remember, I was walking around and be like, "Oh man, I can't wait for Khal Drogo to like ride across the ocean and like stomp Westeros flat," and then I'm over there with my friend like, whatever,
Yeah. Well, I was going to say something that is spoilery for season 3, but I don't know when you guys are going to watch it.
All I gotta say is the Red Wedding is going to shock a lot of people.
I don't even know.
Probably will.
I haven't read or seen Game of Thrones, so
It's good.
No, you watched a little bit. You watched like 2 episodes over here one time.
Yeah, maybe
You probably fell asleep.
Yeah.
Season 1,
If you don't have any idea what I'm talking about,
it's good stuff.
don't spoil it for yourself. But when it happens and you know what's going on, it'll blow your mind.
Been buying them all on Blu-ray. I'm going to keep doing it.
So good.
Love that show. But yeah, that's really all I've been up to.
I heard they're only going to do 7 seasons.
And a movie.
No movie.
I'm just joking.
And the and the other thing, we put up a freshly designed site. Check it out, folks. Hope you like it.
It's a little bit more user-friendly,
www.timerust.com.
Huzzah!
Please go.
You get a little bit better idea of what article you're clicking into before you click into it.
It's a very simple podcast formula.
Yeah.
I've been looking up some other stuff that's a combination of what we had before and that.
Yeah.
It's all sexy now.
It's very cool.
So I'm going to show you guys some stuff later. But let's see, right now we're going to go into Netflix Gem of the Week. Steve!
For my Netflix Gem of the Week, I have chosen the movie Low.
Tell us about it.
The movie Low is basically about a guy named Justin who was in love with this girl named April. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, she wakes up screaming from a nightmare. And it's not really a nightmare. It's a demon that slashes him across the chest and steals her way back to hell. And so he takes this book that she had, and he casts this ritual and summons this demon Low to go find her in hell. Now,
this is like in Mandarin or something, right? English, Chinese.
It's in English. It's from the 2000. It won a lot of awards in a 2009 film festival.
Oh.
Basically, what it is, the whole movie is shot from the perspective of Justin while he's sitting inside this pentagram-like magic circle that protects him from hell, and he's talking to Lo, which is this demon that it's crippled and its legs don't work. It crawls up to him and talks to him about this girl named April, and like he'll talk to different demons, and like what it is the demon will access his memories about what he's talking about because it says, describe this girl to me so I can find her better for you. And then it plays out what he was talking about in like one shot, like stage theater format. So it's like a completely dark room and all you see is Justin sitting in this circle and the demon talking to him, and then it zooms out to like a stage and they're enacting scenes from his memory.
Weird.
And he's like talking to different demons and stuff. And over the whole course of the whole thing, like some plot twists happen. I don't really want to spoil the whole thing, but it's actually pretty.
Yeah. That sounds really crazy and interesting.
It's an interesting film, and it's actually a love story in certain respects because he goes to great lengths. He's like, but the cool thing is that the overgoing theme is if he leaves that circle, he will succumb to demons in hell and he'll be devoured. So like certain demons are trying to tempt him to leave the circle, certain aren't. He's like talking to other ones, and it all comes down to what he's willing to go through for this girl that he hardly knew anything about, that he finds a lot about once he starts talking to different demons. What he's willing to go through for this girl that he loves. And it's got a slightly tragic and interesting ending, but it's a good film. If you like indie independent films that are a new twist on how they're shot, and it's a departure from the typical cinematography we're used to from the big blockbusters, I highly suggest you check this movie out.
It sounds cool. I always try and watch the Netflix Gem of the Week.
You should check it out.
Because
I watched it a long time ago,
and it
was pretty good.
I've watched all of them so far that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed all of them.
You saw The Horde?
Huh?
What did you think about the Horde?
It was good. I
She
liked
loved
it.
that
It was fun.
Did you like Iron
Horde.
Sky?
Iron Sky was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Sky's on my queue. I haven't picked it up just
Okay.
yet. But
Check that out sometime.
Wasn't it
You'll
like
laugh.
Left 4 Dead the movie?
Yeah, it was.
So good.
By
it was
French.
Yeah.
It was.
French.
It was.
No,
a lot
I
of
mean,
The
fun.
Horde was amazing. I
I
was down with that
fault.
movie.
I mean, as much as I'd like to, I can't.
No,
fault
they,
that movie for being
each
French.
of the choices that you guys have had, each of the I've really enjoyed each of them.
Good.
No, I think everyone's been doing a really good job with that.
Yeah.
Next week, unfortunately, will be my turn, and I'm just gonna come up with a turd. So,
Yeah,
um,
probably so.
There's probably, yeah, I can see that.
Marquise, why don't you give us some news bites?
Awesome.
Line, buddy.
Okay, so we got
So that
some-
we can chew on them.
Give me some
so we
news
can
right
chew
in
them
your
and
balls.
enjoy. Box office top 10. Number 1, Star Trek in the Darkness, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking in at $70 million. Yeah.
That's not
Number
that
2 was Iron Man 3 at 35 mil. Gatsby came in at number 3 with 23.9 mil. Pain and Gain came in at number 4 at
Movie's
3.2
awful.
mil. You notice the drop off from the big summer
Yeah.
blockbusters
Yeah,
still
yeah.
like number yeah. The Croods
Movies that people are seeing.
Cruise is still on the
movies that
top
people are
10.
not
number
seeing.
5 at $3 million.
Oh my
42 still holding strong with $2.8 million.
Mhm.
Oblivion is number 7 at 2.3 mil.
Still
It's
a
not
good
even
movie.
around here.
Yeah. The
It
movie's-
almost makes me think that like movie theaters are like finding tickets that they forgot to like add into the total or something. Like,
I don't know. Oblivion was a pretty good film. I'm not surprised.
Mud was at number 8 with 2.2 mil.
What?
Yep.
That's where Mud should be.
That's Matthew McConaughey with Reese Witherspoon.
Boo.
Indie film.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an independent film.
Done.
You know, it's not. Big
Kylie
stuff, so.
Perry presents People came in number 9 with 2.1 mil.
I like how Mud beat that, even though that should have been
Yeah.
much bigger, but no one went to go see it.
Yeah,
40,
well, it
42.
well,
It
because the
came out
early
the
buzz for it ended up being bad.
Well, what's his face? But the movie 42
Yeah.
had been out for what 3 weeks before People's came out,
Yeah.
and it's still
It's
killing
still, yeah.
It's
it. I just
because
find that amusing.
that's what happens when you make a good movie.
And number
Oh.
10, The Big Wedding came in at 1.2 million.
I was
That-
hoping
They
that
that
should-
finally knocked down Oz the
Jurassic-
Great and Powerful, which held in.
It also finally knocked down Jurassic Park. A movie that was,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 3D was 20 years old and still making good box office headway.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
Jurassic
man.
Park is
It's
amazing.
awesome.
Film.
So that
Yeah.
was the
Who doesn't
box
like
office top
dinosaurs?
10.
If I met someone that was like, I don't like dinosaurs, I'd be like, you are a soulless husk of a person.
people that do not like dinosaurs
Th-
should not exist.
Exactly.
did Eli, you have any new releases real
Well, I
quick?
was gonna say, is there anything worth listing?
Well, and
because-
the Hangover's coming out this weekend.
I'm
Hangover
actually
3,
looking for that one.
Fast 6.
Fast 6.
That looks really cool.
I'll be seeing
Before
that this weekend.
Midnight.
There actually is
Epic.
stuff.
Someone
yeah.
wanted to go see
I
that.
want to go see Epic really bad.
Oh,
My mom wants to
My mom
really
wants to
good.
see Epic really bad.
Yeah, my
She
mom
li-
wants to-
she's thrilled with the snails. Like the snails look absolutely
I
hilarious.
don't
to
care
her.
about the snail. The premise of the movie is amazing.
Yeah, it sounds
Would you say
cool.
it's epic?
Ah!
It's Fern Gully in the forest.
Obvious direction is obvious.
It's Fern Gully in the forest.
But yeah, but it doesn't have.
Hey, how many times did you watch Fern Gully? Because I know I
One-
watched
a
it
lot.
about 150.
Once.
That movie
I
was
watched it a
awesome
lot.
when I was
Yeah.
a kid, and then
Yeah.
I watched it later and was like, "Why did I like this film?"
That was
Smog
a big
monster.
deal.
Oh,
Big
it's
lip
because-
alligator moment.
No,
What?
no, it's because you had Robin Williams the Bat. It was a great part of the movie.
Yeah. Bartleby.
Yep.
All right, so hit up.
Or Bartok.
Bart-
No,
Bartleby.
Bartleby.
All right.
Or
No,
Anyway,
no,
moving on.
No, because we have something important to talk about.
new releases for the week of May the 26th. Fuse comes out.
Pretty
For
excited.
the
Which we'll be
PS3
playing on
and
Tuesday,
the
Time Rush
Xbox 360.
Tuesday.
Yes,
I'll be
we will.
there. Definitely will be.
There's
Promise.
actually a second huge release next week. Grid 2. Very good racing game.
Good series.
Nice realistic racing game.
That's the
Lost me.
Colin McRae stuff, right?
Lost me.
Has
It's-
evolved
yeah,
into that.
it's-
When you said realistic racing, I lost me.
It's the same people.
He loves those, though.
But it's really good. It's coming to all platforms,
Gran Turismo's
including
pretty good.
downloadable PS Network.
Gran Turismo.
Um,
Not a bad system.
a really cool PS2 classic, The Warriors.
No way.
Yeah. I thought it was a pretty decent adaptation to a game. I thought it was fun.
I think I have that. I'm not sure if I have it on Xbox or not.
Warriors.
The movie's great, so yeah.
What's next?
War Game, Airland Battle for Steam.
Hmm.
Meh. The two things that I'm really excited about next week, finally, The Legend of
Finally!
Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, and Oracle of Seasons will be available for download for the 3DS eShop. And
That's actually
I will be
really
playing
cool.
those
I don't care.
I mean,
very much.
Oh.
I like Zelda, but it's the same formula, so it's a little repetitive and kind of meh. But at the same time, making their stuff that people like more available for their stronger console is it's a better move.
Yep.
I think Nintendo should drop off
And
the
it's
Wii U
cool
market
because
and just do their handheld. 'cause
These
that's
two
their
games
strongest.
were really unique, like in the way that they interact with each other. Like they have a code system where you get a code from one game and then you can input it into the other to change how the stuff works and eventually unlock a final boss that's really cool. That is actually about it.
Well, why don't you tell us about the other thing?
Well,
The other big thing.
There was
Come on!
There was a thing that happened the other day.
It was a reveal.
Some might call it a reveal.
Of a reveal.
Well,
Some
things
might
were
call it
revealed.
Yeah, some boring things
a
were
press
revealed.
conference. Some might say that it was big news.
I think a couple people did. It
A
was
lot of people
everywhere.
thought it was big news,
Some
and then I
might
saw the
say-
video and was like, it's not so big news.
Some might say that it was good news. Some might
Get to the
say
point,
that it was
Eli.
bad news.
Yeah, you're killing us. You're killing us.
You're
No,
crushing
But
people.
They're stabby.
the big thing was
There are listeners whose souls
obviously.
are dying.
Well, you know, sometimes
Okay,
Listening
Look,
to him
Ozzy,
is like
sometimes
playing
their
Dark
souls should
Souls.
die.
It's the new Xbox was revealed in a video.
yeah,
Boom, done.
it's called the Xbox One.
Why?
I don't know. Well, it's because they want it to be your all-in-one solution for the family room.
One
They want it to
singular
be.
sensation.
They want it to be where you go. That
To do everything.
It's how you watch TV. It's how you watch movies. It's how you play games. It's how you listen to music.
So you're
It's
telling me that
everything.
Microsoft is planting Skynet in our house?
Basically, they want to
And-
be. They want to know everything you're doing in the world of entertainment.
That's kind of creepy.
Well, they did that
invasive.
with the Kinect. Like it actually
Well,
can.
Because the Kinect watches you sleep.
And it can tell them like what
Mine doesn't,
what
it's
jersey jersey you're wearing for what team while you're watching ESPN or playing Madden.
It's
so.
feeding them information. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
did
wear
want-
your jersey while you play Madden.
I'm
I do.
eating,
Go there.
I'm eating Cheetos.
Do you really?
I can actually
Yeah.
I can actually say
Go
that
there.
one of the most impressive things I saw
Okay.
about the new Xbox was when they were talking about the upgraded Kinect. I thought that was really a good step forward. Other than that, it was not that impressive.
The upgraded Kinect, like, if the stage demo was an actual real thing and not smoke and mirrors, it was greatly improved.
Like, you mean like most of
It
Xbox's
worked.
and Microsoft's presentations in the last decade
Yeah.
have been complete farces?
For the most part. It looked really good. I mean, if that's the way it's actually working, if that's the responsiveness that you're getting out of it, that's the way it always should have been. That's the way it should have worked the first time around.
The Kinect for the
Like, they should
360
never
was
have
just a
released
beta.
something that didn't work like that.
Yeah.
And it sucks that they made a consumer
The one
product
thing
that
I
was
did
not
notice that I
what it should have
wanted
been.
more of is I wanted to see what kind of titles that are coming out.
Yeah,
for the
oh,
Xbox.
absolutely.
But
Oh,
E3's
tough.
E3 is so close.
E3
E3
is
is
so
2
close.
weeks.
I guess they were pretentious enough to think, oh, of course we don't need to show them video
E3
games.
is
What do they
like
want?
17 days away.
I don't know why they didn't just do this in April and then show some games and then have some more pizzazz.
Exactly.
They wanted to have a big
They
show.
needed to delay it and cause a big stink for no reason. And
But we're talking about it, so it's not a big reason.
we're talking about it because it happened, not because it's
If-
a big
No,
reason.
but I mean,
If-
but you're
they
raving
would-
about the stink.
If
No,
they-
yeah.
If
Either
they would
way,
have done it in April, they could have been like, we will. They could have done what the PlayStation did, which actually shows game footage, so I can look forward to what's coming out.
yeah.
All those games that they show, like all the previews that I've seen for the PlayStation 4's material, are games that I will probably buy. I saw nothing from Xbox. It left me wanting.
Yeah.
I'm
They
looking forward to
showed-
exactly.
I'm looking forward to E3 specifically so I can figure out which games I won't buy for Xbox, because they've had a very bad history of awful launch titles.
But you had the perfect phrasing. It left you wanting.
It
I
just seemed
don't
like
know.
it was...
I know it's not going to be a Halo 5, so why do I care?
Well, the Xbox One.
The way that
The
this
Xbox
reveal ended up going down, it just seemed like they should have just saved it all for E3. Like,
Agreed.
in my opinion, like
Agreed.
17 days away from E3, like you
Why
have
even
this
do
pointless
this?
press conference
Yeah.
that just gets the name out there and what the system looks like, basically,
Going off
and then teases you with like all kinds of hopes and dreams about the future of Kinect and integration into your TV. Like, save all that for your big press conference reveal at E3.
Well,
Going off of what what Marquise said, that it left me want. What they should have done if it were my advertising campaign, I would have taken that press conference footage and I would have broken it up into 1 to 5 minute videos a piece, and I would have leaked it as the days go on, like maybe a couple of weeks to like
break it up into each
to
segment.
whet people's appetite so that when E3 comes out, they get the whole thing and it's huge and it explodes. But they just showed the whole thing, and after I saw the specs and the way the system looked, which really wasn't that impressive.
It's kind of a square box.
It's like a bastard child between a PlayStation 3 and a GameCube.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's a weird design. I like it because, I mean, you don't need anything that looks crazy.
No.
It just needs to look like a nice piece of electronic equipment, and it does. It looks nice. It's very nice.
All-inclusive game. It's it's just what was started with the 360 and the PlayStation 3. It is an all-inclusive media device.
Yep.
For big people because Microsoft realized what Sony realized is that the people that are buying the system and buying the games and using the system are the people that make money. So if you appeal to the people that make money, then you'll get their money.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, well,
it's just sad that...
just in the beginning, like, everyone, even Sony, has wanted this since, we'll say, the PS2 came out. They've all wanted one item to be the go-to box.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted it...
Sony took a big step in that direction with the PS3.
Well, with the PS2 even, because that was a DVD player.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, DVD players are kind of hard to come by.
So really, it's all Sony's fault.
It kind of is, but everyone's wanted to do this. Although, to be honest, I don't think
Sony. I appreciate your work.
Nintendo
Nintendo tried, but fell flat.
They've never really put any effort into it whatsoever.
That's
which
because they're all about the games.
They're all about the games. Sega, but then again, to be fair, Sega did the same thing, and look what happened to them. They were like, "It's all about the games, guys. Where are you guys at now? Making terrible games. Sweet." So,
Wow,
man,
oh wow, that was great. But
Sega's building just burned to the ground.
I was like, rage.
Nintendo just needs to focus on their 3DS because their third-party support for any other system is horrible.
I agree.
Yeah, they should just fold and make better games.
You know, it's the beginning of the end when a company like EA or BioWare, who loves the money,
that was another big news.
When they go, oh, you guys aren't doing so well. Citadel DLC. No, I would have been like, if I was Nintendo, I'd have been like, maybe that's a sign. But we loves your monies anyway, America.
But like EA's not making anything else for the Wii U.
That's because they realize that it's a system that's not
crazy.
Well, there was a quote unquote press release saying that, oh no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true, guys. That's not true. But really, their support is dwindling.
I don't know.
But really, we're not making.
Yeah, from EA, I'm actually kind of excited with on a different tangent with the EA exclusivity with Star Wars contract.
Yeah.
But
it could be good. It could be bad.
Dude, all I gotta say is Battlefront 3. Boom.
Yeah, but
not going to happen. Already scrapped. Did you see all the leaked footage of it? Yeah.
Don't tell me these things.
Don't crush my dreams.
There was some dude live streaming the alpha Battlefield 3 stuff.
Don't look in the box. You'll see a dead Battlefield 3.
But
anyway, so back to the Microsoft thing.
All right, the power of that thing is going to be ridiculous, but it's going to be on par with the PlayStation 4.
It's going to be slightly under the PS4.
But we're talking
like slightly faster.
Like you can't even
like triple faster.
But it's not going to make that big of a difference.
Lower load times, better texture rendering, and more stuff.
Yeah.
But the architecture of the
that's one thing that I am very excited for. The PlayStation 4, the Xbox both share a PC-related architecture, which means that you'll see. I'm hoping that Microsoft will loosen up those really tight pants that they're wearing and let more stuff port in and out from the computer.
That's probably not.
It probably won't, but I would love to see in the future if they all share the same architecture. I'd love to see connectivity between the PlayStation and Microsoft.
Well, I mean, the Xbox itself, it was named after DirectX. It's the DirectX box.
Yeah, I know.
So, porting has been super easy from the beginning with that system.
Sony made a mistake with the PS3, and now they're rectifying that.
But the other thing is the power of the Xbox is still massive. And you can say, well, the RAM...
It's very good.
Honestly, when it comes down to it, it's just going to be like...
It's slightly lower than the PS4.
Slightly.
Which surprised me because,
the RAM.
like, they saw how people reacted to the PS4 specs, and they were like, ooh, awesome, great. And, like, there was a really positive reaction to see, like, oh, they're using DDR5 RAM, and, like, oh, it's going to be great. Like, and then they come out and they're like, well, we're using DDR3. And,
But we got this new upgraded Kinect. How about that, huh?
But, we can harness the power of the cloud. 300,000 servers, guys.
Yeah, but they still have the AMD processing unit that's been built with Microsoft.
It is.
They have a system on a chip, which has its own SD RAM on the chip. And that's going to, like, allow them to load things into the processor.
That's something you and I have been talking about for a long time. It doesn't matter how much RAM you have; it really matters how much processing power you have.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously RAM matters.
RAM matters a lot. Here's another thing though too.
Matters more.
They went into a little more depth about the way that their operating systems are going to work. Mm-hmm. They're going to have 3 separate operating systems on
Windows kernel.
They've got a Windows kernel. They've got the Xbox interface, operating system,
and they have one that
makes them work together.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, 3 gigabytes of your RAM is reserved for the Windows kernel. Mm-hmm. That is strictly for that, and that's so it can house the instant switching between all the different apps and stuff. Now, I think that's going to cause a little bit of a hamstring.
That will.
It might.
Because 3 gigs is a lot, and
Windows operating systems are notorious for being RAM hogs.
Well, remember, it's not the entire operating system.
It's not the entire operating system, but it's the kernel. But 3 gigs for the kernel are...
Well, that means...
It's to house all the stuff that's going on there so that it can swap it to the foreground real quick. Yeah. And that's what it's actually doing. It's running both of them all the time, and it's just flipping a window, basically.
Is it using the Windows 8 interface?
It's not. You don't see the interface. You don't see that interface in any way. It's just for it's running that stuff so that they can have multiple panels, basically.
But it's going to be some variation of Metro, anyways. When we see the user interface for the Xbox, because it's Metro, and that's the whole point.
Another question I have, where I wasn't completely sure. I know that your Xbox Live stuff will carry over. Is that correct?
Yeah,
but not your Avatar stuff.
Your achievements will carry over.
No. I want to talk about this Avatar thing.
No, your Avatar crap's gone.
Yeah, it's gone, and that makes me hateful.
But also,
it might be gone.
No, they said it was gone.
But also, you can't take games over.
Because there's no backwards compatibility.
So really, the only thing that's going forward will be movies, music, and your achievements.
I think they let the PlayStation's 4th gen blunt that edge of that sword, where they were like, no backwards compatibility. What?
Well, no, they do have some form of backwards compatibility in the form of the Gaikai streaming service, where they're going to offer your old games, most likely as part of your PlayStation Plus membership.
I know that, but
free.
Like Xbox was like, well, now they've gotten over that stuff. I guess we can do no backwards compatibility because everyone's going to be like, oh, it's just like the PlayStation.
Yeah, and we would be remiss not to touch on the used game topic.
Used game / taking game to a friend's house.
I actually stopped taking stuff back to GameStop, even though that does hurt.
So the way that I understand it, your games are going to be attached to your system and to your gamer tag. All the accounts on your system can play that game, but if you were to take it to a friend's house, he could not play that game without first purchasing an activation for it.
Which is going to cost how much?
Most likely the price of the game.
Wait,
as of now.
Well, hold on. Let me get this straight. If I bought, say, Injustice, and I said, Injustice is a great game, and Marquise said, can I borrow that because I think it would be a great game? And you took it over to his place, as long as it's your copy, he would have to buy the game just to play your copy, and he would have to buy the game if you take that physical copy away from his home, which you would do if you were, taking your own game. He would be out with no copy of the game, but he would still drop $60 so he could play it on his system. I think that's lame.
Well, see, I think
Lame.
there may be
Shame
something
on
where,
you,
like, if he ends
Microsoft.
up purchasing that thing, that may then tie it to his and revoke your access to it. I don't know. Probably not.
It's all confusing.
It's
so what
all
if you
weird.
take it over to Marquis' house and he's like,
If
yeah,
you take
I
it over
really
to Marquis'
I
house
like
and
this
you have
game.
your profile and sign in, I would imagine you'd be able
we
to
do
play.
here. Like when I come here and play games
it's
here.
like me playing over at.
I imagine you would be able to do that.
But at the same time, what if you were like, man, I'd really like to have access to this game. I think I'll go buy it. So then you're out $120.
Yeah.
That's not cool. That's double dipping Microsoft. That's not cool.
Well, it's not done yet.
It's
so...
not double dipping. I mean, if you want to go over to Marquis' house and play this game that you just bought, you take your profile, you sign in.
I could understand.
But what should he really do? He should just go buy it himself. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
I could understand buying like what they're trying to remedy with like the online.
And it may not be the full price of the game when it actually goes in it. We don't know, but everybody is saying that it's going to be the full price of the game.
With the online passes that they're doing nowadays, like if I buy a used game and I want to go online and do stuff, I have to buy like $15 to $20.
And EA said that they're not doing that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, EA this past week they announced that they have stopped the online pass program. And that's what's fueling even more of this stuff about the used game stuff. The reason that they're not doing that anymore is because they don't have to. The system is going to have a thing built in that manages the used game problem.
I mean, I understand it was a problem, but at the same time, like, games are expensive.
It's a huge problem. Games are expensive for a reason.
Yes.
They cost so much money to make.
Mm-hmm.
So many people work on them.
I know.
Like,
I'm well aware of the process.
I know you do.
Amount of money it takes to make a game.
Yeah.
It's just
they are expensive, but when you look at the cost to entertainment value ratio, it's way cheaper than even going to a movie or anything.
Oh yeah, they're making a killing. Yeah, I can honestly say,
GameStop does no work and makes millions of doars.
Well,
and none of that money goes back to the game creators.
That's the only problem. And the only way we as consumers can show our integrity or our decision on where to stand, we have to basically, because I mean, good game companies, I'm not just saying like giants like EA and stuff, but like games that are quality, their companies are tanking because, and it's not just because of the used gaming industry.
It's absolutely not.
These people need to be rewarded, because if you've ever written code or you've done storyboarding or you're an artist scraping by on the bottom of the totem pole, it's like you need to get your slice of that money pie, and the only way we can do that is actually buy the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, like once I actually read some literature about the actual way that not just GameStop but other places that have used games and stuff like that. Like initially, I thought it was a great idea because I could take some games I'm not playing in and get some money on them and get a cheaper game. But then I found out the actual injustice that was being done, and it's not like I'm like, oh man, EA needs more money. I'm like, you know who needs more money? It's like Visceral Studios. Vigil could have used more money. THQ didn't.
Used game sales to me seems like piracy that you pay for.
Yep. That's pretty much what it is, and I am going to say that I no longer take games back, and if it's a game worth buying, I will buy it at full price.
And this is,
or wait till Steam puts it on sale.
Yeah,
I lived in a very shady place for a while, somewhere in the heart, around the anus of Kentucky, we'll say. Hey,
wow.
you can say it on TV.
That's pretty good.
And basically, when
you can be around, but you can't be in.
Anyways, so here's the thing.
Continue.
I would have people
FCC
sell their games, and it all smelled like drugs. And it's like, oh, so you came here to sell the games that you stole from someone else for money to then go spend on more drugs.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I feel like I'm helping society out here. I like to say, no, we only do store credit right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's when I was a store manager, because frankly, I didn't like those people, and I would have cops coming in and asking
GameStop
about them.
is in no way responsible for the problems of the world or the games industry, but it is a contributing factor to some of the money issues that they've.
It's not just, but like
piracy, used game sales, like. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Like the outrageous cost of marketing for games is like the amount of money that you have to spend to market a game is a problem. Like
sometimes a little too much for the marketing.
Like,
a little bit.
well, yeah.
Defiance. They have a TV show. That's a commercial enough.
Yeah.
And the whole, like, everyone was like, yeah, man. All of a sudden he said Defiance, and we're all like, oh.
Just silence.
Yeah.
That game that got a 6.
Defiance!
But
should have been a 10.
I, for one, I have no problem with the companies trying to integrate some kind of measure to prevent the sale of used games or to in some way hamstring it a little. I really doubt that it's going to be the full price of the game. That seems ridiculous.
I could see it being like $15, $20 just to have access to it.
I could see it easily being $20.
Yeah, but
like closer to 20.
I would pay
like
$20. I would be like, if I really like Injustice, I would pay $20.
And it would force GameStop to take a cut. They would take a hit for sure, because they would have to lower their prices on their used games. But that also means you're going to get less money when you take it in there, which is going to make it less appealing. And eventually, I think it'll just kind of die out.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The next game
without just stopping it outright. Like, they can't.
It'd be a gradual.
Yeah, they can't stop it outright because then GameStop's going to be like, well, we're just not going to sell your games. LOL. We have thousands of stores across the United States. We're not going to carry this game.
It's about, I'd say 6,000 at least right now. So
yeah. So I mean that's the thing. Like,
I don't know. I'd rather go with the I'm a really big fan of going on my PlayStation Network and be like, you know what, I really like. I feel like playing this game and
they
buying
started
it,
a big sale today too.
and then downloading it onto my hard drive and then playing it. And when you're like, you know what, I'm done with this game. I beat the crap out of it. Everything's fine. I'll just delete it. And if I want to have it sometime later, I'll just download it again.
Yeah,
that's what I liked about Steam. That's what I didn't like about Apple because. Yeah. Oh, your file got deleted. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it's gone forever then. You can never get it back.
Nope. I can re-download anything that I've gotten.
Now you can.
I love that with Steam and with the PlayStation.
Yeah, originally,
which is
like
terrible.
Back in the day. That was way back.
Right. That's when I had.
You're going back to like 2000.
That's one thing. It's like
we're in 2000 something now.
Just the other day,
when you're going back to like 2012.
When I was lamenting Relic, I downloaded, reinstalled Warhammer 40k.
Space Marine.
Not Space Marine. Chaos Rising.
Space Marine
for the Dawn of War 2. That game is so hard. It's so good.
Going back to Xbox One, I did want to talk about a couple of cool things. I do like the fact that you can switch back and forth because there are times where I just want to look at something really quickly, go back.
It's neat, but
just like a computer,
minimizing.
Multitasking is something that everything's starting to do now.
It's neat,
so
but
why not?
The real thing about that will be revealed when we actually see how that works and we see like the quality of the games and how they stack up.
I'll be sold
because
on the Xbox
if they're hamstringing the RAM to make it so that you can swap back and forth.
I'm just talking about we'll see. Because that sort of thing...
I mean, that just has me worried. That has me concerned. As a gamer that likes to play games, that likes to play the best-looking games, that enjoys all aspects of that, having the pretty graphics, having everything be nice and fancy, the PlayStation 4 right now seems a lot more appealing to me than the Xbox One. I'll have both of them. I'll have both of them.
Truthfully, I like the fact that Microsoft is holding their gaming cards in their hand right now.
Well, they have to because that's all they've got now.
Or maybe but see, that's the
because they know that this was underwhelming, so they've got to say, "But we're going to have a bunch of stuff in E3."
Well, we have to face the possibility that, like the launch for their past two systems, they might not have much.
Yeah,
but they always have that one game that's stellar.
Really,
they have Forza 5
because they don't have a Halo 5 as a launch. I never understood why Microsoft would ever launch any system
without a Halo game.
Because
they launched their systems.
Halo to date is the game that made Xbox.
Yeah.
They launched their systems.
They bought a company.
Well, they bought a.
You don't know that they don't have a Halo. What if they were secretly developing that no one knew about?
You can't develop a Halo game without anyone knowing about it.
Well,
it's impossible.
Someone's going to know about. Obviously, people work on it. But
yeah.
343.
It's not going to be ready this fall. No, unless they're mental.
They're going to have a next Halo probably. But for the first Xbox,
thing I was thinking
you can't say Xbox One. The first Xbox they had Halo. Second Xbox, they had Call of Duty 2.
Somebody at work the other day made a really good point. They said, "What if they were holding on to a Halo 2 anniversary?"
There was no PS3. It was not on the PS2.
That would be
They didn't hear
huge.
me.
To make
That
for
would be
me
huge.
personally to have a strong launch as a gamer give me confidence in your system. You have to have a stellar in-house title.
Someone at work mentioned to me the other day, what if they're holding on to Halo 2 Anniversary to be a launch title for the...
That would blow up.
That
Are
would
you
be-
kidding me?
I hated Halo 2.
But
I'm sorry. That was an awful
But
game.
what if this was like
Yeah,
a
it was
director's cut edition of Halo 2
where they had a good ending and a story?
where it had you finishing the fight like they had originally planned? What if they did something like that?
they could
And they theoretically could, because they could have a small team working on that while the regular team continues to work on Halo 5 for next year.
Well, I mean, what was it? Saber Interactive did Halo Anniversary, right?
Halo Wars was also a good
So-
game. I would love to see another one of those.
I want more Halo Wars, but don't hold your breath, man. They canned Ensemble.
Yeah, that's not
and
going to
that-
happen. Ensembles.
You know what? I would love to see a
Ensemble
Mass
come back.
Effect, a Mass Effect based RTS based in either the First Contact or the
Yes.
Halo Wars.
Well,
That would be wonderful.
it probably will happen on the Never Gonna Happen system. Because, well, no, RTS games don't do well on consoles.
As soon as there's one console and Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox are making games for that one console,
Maybe.
that's when that'll happen.
And, you know, there's
Anyway.
also...
Anyway,
well, Nintendo's gonna be soon, right?
yeah, Nintendo's going to be making games for PlayStation and Microsoft.
They
in,
should
like,
have
the
been
next
doing it right
years
now.
ago.
They should be doing it right now.
Getting just one little closing notes. We'll do,
Wrap up.
we gotta wrap this up. We're running over by a bit. So I just want to say I think that it's got a lot of potential to it, a lot
It's
of
got
power.
potential.
And the thing with you're worried about the RAM, think about it this way: it's all software based, where it's saying it's going to
Yeah.
be dedicated to here. Well, what if there's a game that says, "Oh, by the way, you can't multitask while playing this game"? Because
that
I'm
won't
just saying
happen.
that can happen.
No, that won't
that
happen.
can happen. Though.
But it won't, because
it can
it
happen.
happened-
it won't, because
I can give you one
that is a
example why
system
that-
feature, just like they integrated with the Xbox and said, hey, achievements are mandatory, and you got to be able to access the guide. That's the way this is going to be. You have to be able to swap. You have to be able to do the snap tile. You got to be able to use all the features of the system.
Or they're going to have more RAM or better RAM by the
I can
time
give
it
one
comes
example
out.
of a game
That's
that
possible.
did not work that way with an actual computer.
No, their hardware is
Final
finalized.
Fantasy XI, with its initial relaunch, if you minimize the game, it would crash.
Ugh.
Their
Yeah,
hardware is
it's awful.
final.
All right, what about Xbox 360? They had to. At what point did they upgrade the RAM? Remember, they had to do that for Gears of War. It was
like the
256.
third or fourth generation.
No, it was for the Gears
That-
of War.
Because the first two were shit
That was
broken.
before they announced hardware specs. Even that they said they did that. They said, "Oh, well, we had this game in development, and that
They
game
can
that was in
still-
development actually pushed us to do
They
this."
can still say this isn't going to work with this. Like, just because you make a game doesn't mean it has to
It's
really do
coming out
much
this
online.
fall. They don't-
No, not the
they
RAM.
don't
I'm
have
talking
time to-
about for like switching back and forth. It's like you don't have to make leaderboards, but there can have leaderboards. You don't have to make it online gameplay, but the option's there. That could be one of those features where it's not.
But it won't be.
But it's
It
not
could
one,
be.
it's not an option.
But it won't
because-
be.
You don't know.
Well, if,
I do know that because
No.
that's one of the fundamental functions
tropes.
of that system.
They didn't have much to say though. Let's be honest. They didn't have much to say.
Yeah, but they're not going to say, well, it only works in certain games.
Anyway, what
That's they
all we
did
can
say
say-
that 3 gigs is always dedicated to nothing but
the kernel.
the kernel. To
All we
nothing
can
but
say
housing
is
all those
right
operating
now, all we
systems
have
and
is
the
the
3
basic
virtual
stuff,
machines.
and
Until they can
We
figure
will
out how to do it
wait.
differently.
we will wait till
Well,
E3 to see
they're not
if they're holding Aces.
They don't work with software.
or if they're going to fold. If their software, if they showcase software that is good, I will be excited. If they'll probably have one good IP, and that's going to be it.
I'm gonna play.
As of this moment, Sony is crushing it.
Of course,
Well,
Sony is
Sony
absolutely-
did have more games announced,
And it-
but I'm not saying any of them
It
are
seems
ones I
crazy
care
to say
about.
that because like Sony has they've never gotten it. Like they've never gotten it right.
That's because their American system, their American-based
Yeah.
organization is the one kind of running the show.
Like they have never
the
gotten
Japanese, setup doesn't.
that's
crap.
Well, if you look at it from this perspective, that's the same thing the whole Japanese gaming industry has done. They're handing over the reins to the Westerners because the Westerners know what gaming really is in the 21st century.
Exactly.
But do they? Because look at
Yeah.
Microsoft and they're like, hey, television. and television. Also TV and sports.
But people watch a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, like,
how many people watch videos on your Xbox? When you go to Xbox Live, there's like 20,000 people.
Like everybody's on Netflix, and I freaking hate it. Like if you're going to sit on an Xbox, play a game.
I see more people when I log in on my Xbox at my girlfriend's house. When I log into my Xbox account, 90% of the time, 60% of my friends on my friends list are watching Netflix.
There are better ways to watch Netflix. Like, the Xbox is the worst way to watch Netflix.
No, it's not.
No, it's
yes,
not.
it is.
Anyway,
yes, it is.
That's irrelevant because it's going to be better with
let's not kid ourselves.
PS1.
The interface is awful.
So
for Netflix on the Xbox.
Have you tried doing it on a like a DVD player, like Hulu and Netflix?
No, I don't have.
I think this is
right.
This
No,
is a moot
it's
point
not cool
until we see E3.
Well, this is really just about the other thing.
So let's just.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys.
So let's welcome to the finale.
Let's get this category going. Category F5. Disaster.
Dude, no.
Really, dude?
Don't do it yet.
That's in poor taste.
Was it?
That's in
You need
poor
to edit
taste.
that out.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, dude. I vote you edit that out.
Anyway,
man.
continue.
That's
Just keep talking.
It's just
We
so
gotta wrap
terrible.
this up. Keep talking.
So, anyways, see what happens when we
We're
ramble.
gonna steamroll
That
this.
was not funny.
Let's go.
What was it? This week we're going to be covering Fuse coming up.
So excited.
Marquise, you're going to be going to Fast and Furious 6 to review it.
Yes, sir.
I might have to go to a triple feature.
Eli apparently is spending the weekend in a movie theater. I'm probably going
And
to have
then
to
he'll
work
be spending the
outside.
weekend at home watching Arrested Development.
That's true. And Steve's going to be...
Writing up a review for Guild Wars 2 and its new content.
Okay.
And if I can borrow Prometheus' Blu-ray, I'll write up a review for that.
Cool.
And we're preparing for war. We're preparing for Nerd War, people.
Oh, and I forgot, like, I was supposed to have, like, the show things. I have some of them, and we'll do that next week, because this week was big Xbox stuff, so we didn't have time.
Nerd War.
Remember I was supposed to come up with, like, a bunch of heads-up, or upfront things for TV shows?
No,
Because I said I could do better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That'll
yeah.
be next week.
Next week,
I've got a couple
also,
bangers.
real quick, trying to get my friend that worked on... My friend that worked on Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies over here, and, we'll talk about
That's actually
that.
pretty exciting.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that'll be
but
fun.
we are prepping for Nerd War.
Pretty excited for that. Because I plan
That's
on
what we should
crushing
call
you
it. We should just
fools.
call it Nerd War.
Pretty
We
will.
each... Nathan will be refereeing. We're going over rules right now and specifics right now. As of staying, we'll each pick 2 characters. Ian will be our 4th guy, hopefully, in this fight.
Yeah, we have to tell him.
Yeah. so our friend Ian, who's been on the podcast before, he'll be the 4th guy. We'll each pick 2 characters. We'll research our characters, and we'll do it. And we will put our characters in a debate-style forum. And Nathan will decide who wins, who's the better fight. So,
To take you all down. Party dance style, fools!
there is no, I guess there's no genre we can't take people from.
It'll be on the website with the criteria and the brackets.
Yep.
We'll get all that rolling here soon. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, like everything else.
There needs to be a prize. We need to have something.
Well, we'll work on that,
Something
too.
to work for.
Well, maybe it'll be like a T-shirt or something. I don't know.
T-shirts are lame.
Your face is lame.
I don't know.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Marquis?
Buy more comics.
Do stuff.
Play more games.
I don't know. Look at the Xbox One.
www.timers.com.
Get your money in order, because fall's coming.
Email us
That's
at
what
timerustbraintrust@gmail.com. Check us our YouTube channel, YouTube / Time Rust, Twitch TV channel, twitch.tv/Time Rust. What are we missing? Oh, Twitter. We're on Twitter.
That's like, it's time, or it's
Time Rust _BT.
is T. That go to our Facebook page.
Check it
it's
out.
all there.
It links to everything from the website. If you just go to timerust.com,
Yeah.
everything is there.
But it's a new timerust.com. Check it out.
Yeah,
see
check
if
it
you
out.
like it.
Shiny.
It's a little bit different. Let us know what you think.